So we open with everyone upset with Jackie. Brittany says, I've been praying the anger away. So Jennifer, Brandy Maxine, Brown Gel Queen get an IV drip. And Denise and Ty are joining too. So basically everybody but Brittany and Chattel and Heffelin. Brandy, 3/5 of a wife Maxille, blames Heffelin for driving a wedge between her and Shawnee O'Nostril for pushing the finger in the face agenda. Denise is pissed with Jackie. Denise doesn't have a plot line. Denise pipes up and says, are we not going to address the elephant in the room? And Jackie turns around with this expression, what elephant in the room? She about to eat you for dinner, Denise. And I say chomp chomp. This is very acne energy. Do you think that was okay, the way you acted towards your daughter and Brittany? First of all, I didn't act any way towards my daughter, and thank you for bringing that up. Jackie said, and I ain't apologizing to Brittany either. I ain't do nothing to that heifer. And she kind of didn't. She was speaking up for Chantel, and you don't want nobody speaking up for your children. You know, Jackie, I have a disrespectful question for you. Why did you think bringing your do-nothing, build-a-whore daughter on this show was a good idea? Why are you willing to play with what little relationship you have with your daughter and your husband for a click and a view and $1 or $2? Meanwhile, across town, Ming, Heffelin, and Brittany have a lunch. Oh, she called her a gnarled finger-ass bitch. That's a good one. Gnarled. A malignant goiter. A thrombosis. Jackie Christie is a thrombosis. Oh, Lord, here comes Chattel. Oh, not Evelyn hosting the daughter. The daughter. I'm sorry, the daughter. Daughter. Oh, so Jackie Christie created a sense of competition for the father's attention. This is where I wash my hands of you. I don't want your toxicity in my children's lives. Well, I will give Chantel credit. She knows what an ain't shit mama is and is determined to not be that. You still ain't shit for getting with Orlando Scandrick, but I will give you credit as a mother. Jackie ain't even talked to Chantel, and Denise looked genuinely shocked shitless. I heard she blocked you, but she looked shocked shitless, and Evelyn, as a mother, looked genuinely hurt. Because Evelyn may not have taught her hammer-headed daughter how to not get pregnant by a lech, a louse, and a lawsuit loser, but she still has a relationship with her. They still seem to kiki and be cool. That is my daughter, Chantel Nicole Christie. I had her June 1st, 1993. So Jackie don't tell me nothing about me and mine. So Jackie storms off and Brandy Maxine, Brown Gel Queen, drives her away before that heifer got her ass beat. That goiter was going to get to thumping. Meanwhile, Brittany meets up with Jennifer for lunch and says, I'm done with deadbeat mothers. We're done talking, her and I. God, so now Jennifer gonna try to get Jackie and Brittany on the good foot now that she realized she's more angry with her own mother than with the goiter. The goit. But Brittany ain't co-signing deadbeat mothers. She don't want to talk to the heifer no more. I recognize this demon because we're going to call it what it is. So now we have the fires, but don't none of you heifers live in Los Angeles. Chantel, you and your mama stay in Sacramento, or you're back east with your man in Charlotte. Jennifer, you live in Atlanta where you can afford. You know, I'm just going to start calling you Brandy Ma, because you 3/5 of a Maxille. However, she calling her husband talk about the fires from her rental. So I guess it's Brandy Maxille's 2 months, because she's now been asked to come home by her husband. I guess he's got all the other tramps off the property. But be careful, you might trip over a trollop in your own home. We haven't heard too much about the people struggling in Los Angeles. I heard the government was just covering it all. But where the hell did they house all them people? Them fires were scary. You know, I am glad to be back on the East Coast where apparently we do have to worry about tornadoes and hurricanes. But at least you know that stuff is coming. Earthquakes, they just pop out of nowhere, and I don't want to deal with fires. Although I heard they had fires in New Jersey. Oh, Evelyn said if Chantel never speaks to Jackie again, I think that's the best thing for her. And she had a glint in her eye. Oh, she's loving this. And Jackie back with her blood. So Evelyn and Brandy are shopping for the victims. And now they get into, well, Brandy's saying, I didn't have fun because you put me in a sticky situation with shitty on us. I don't think you realize that you come off stank. We were just surprised you was going to a wedding with your ass out. It was covered. We saw the right cheek. You gonna tell me you was a breath of fresh air in Vegas? I'm gonna review Adam's family values. Well, you were mad at people going to the wedding. That vein came out of your forehead. Did anybody defend me? Oop, they went flashback. That's right, and nobody did defend you. Well, you've been hanging from Jennifer's titty since you got back. I ain't said nothing. From her right titty, you've been holding on. Oh my God. This is peak Basketball Wives. I put Vegas together for you, but there wasn't even an idea to go to Vegas until Jennifer said she was having her wedding there. Why couldn't you have done Reno? I don't feel like I got shown any appreciation for throwing you this Vegas party. Evelyn pulled to me and said, I can't find a fuck. Oh no, baby, I can't find a fuck. Find a fuck. So Evelyn actually has a point. Look, we ain't gonna get nowhere, so let's just move on. Oh God, we're at Denise's house with Britt and the kids. We don't care about the... Ever since, and just like crap, I really am like, I'm not here for these damn kids' storylines. I'm really not. But we don't care about Denise. It's giving shoehorn. So they both get to talk about how Jackie's evil. Meanwhile, across town, Necky Christie meets Jennifer for Pilates. Jackie hasn't talked to her daughter yet because they're still mad. That coach, well, it's not Pilates, it's a boot camp. That coach had like the most boot camp voice. I guess it is a boot camp, so he got a boot camp ass voice. Brandy said me and my husband are on better terms. 300 women later, 3/5 of a wife. I think you just staying married, making sure, look, if something happened to his ass, I get the money. Scot-free. So Brandy asked, do you think that I'm rude? These heifers aren't your friends. They're constantly poking at you, prodding at you, picking at you. So you're on guard. Also, you're mad at everybody but your husband, who you're really mad at. But he only lets you be 3/5 mad because you're 3/5 of a wife. With all the heartache, misery, and strife. So Jackie says, well, you know, Heflin invited me to a charity for the fires. Y'all want to go? She said, everyone's invited. Brandy said, I'm going to be in Dallas. Well, I think you need to apologize to Britt. No, I think she needs to apologize. So over at Evelyn's house, where I guess Shanice will raise her daughter, since the game doesn't have a house for her to raise his child. Seized property. Oh, God, now Chatel's coming over Heffelin's house with Shanice. Ooh, she gonna turn that daughter. Rob the throb. As far as your event goes, did you invite my mom? Yes, I invited your mom. I invited everybody but Jennifer. This will be the first time I've seen her since Vague. So Chatel ain't gonna show. So Evelyn got her car, and we got a bunch of stuff. We're in a parking lot. I hope we're going to get a scrap. A skirmish and a brawl. A skirmish and a brawl. Necky's pissed that Jennifer wasn't invited. For a charity event, we can't put our differences aside. Because Evelyn ain't going to help that heifer get a checker. So we're donating, and Necky shows up, and it's tense, but nobody's acted a fool yet. So Jackie doesn't really hate Brittany. She feels like things just got out of hand and they both owe each other an apology, but she don't like Denise. I'll be honest, I don't like no plotline having Denise either. Oh, God. Now, I'm always happy to see Claudia getting a check, but to Muppet is back on College Hill 3. I don't want to look at her. Oh, God, what season of Sisters is this? So Jackie go on and leave. Damn it. No showdown, no ponderoro. Oh, God. Evelyn gonna say, I would have been here till midnight to help the fire victims. Not if Jennifer was there, you would have turned tail. Like that hammerhead tail your daughter has. Ty thinks Jackie and Brittany and Evelyn need to have a conversation. Oh, Ty said, look, she came, y'all ostracized her. You was low-key teeing behind her back. I would have left too. Why you gonna be mad she was funky when you gave funky? Well, Evelyn says we could talk, but she's caused a lot of pain and grief in her daughter's life. You know from your previous donene to Takara. And this is when Evelyn gets to feel like, I may throw bottles at other grown women, but at least I'm good to my daughter. And this is the one time Evelyn isn't a piece of shit in comparison. Then again, you was never around to raise your daughter, but you feel like neglect is better than cruelty. But they're two sides of the same dysfunctional coin. But that was the shit. So I'ma see you soon. For Carlisp King and Angela Oakley.